Hey D, what's going on, man? So just breaking down EPR. Thanks for sending it to me. It was a lot of fun. I never seen a chart that was in this stage. Okay. Usually these videos are 5 minutes or less, but this one may be a little bit longer. Okay. Also, I did a recording of Bitcoin, where Bitcoin would actually go, and it went exactly where I said it would go. So if anybody doubting or skeptical, I'll send you the link and you send it to them, or you can watch it as well, because this is going to do the exact same thing. Okay, cool. So this is a chart without any annotations on it. Okay. So if you notice the lows right here, these are the candle body close lows. It has been maintaining structure. Okay, meaning that no candle has closed below it. So we're in a bullish model right now. Let me see if I could turn on the annotations. Hold on quick. So this is how we do a top-down analysis from the 12-month all the way down, okay? These are some of my notes. I'll be reading some of these notes as well, all right? So this is a 12-month chart, man. I'll explain what all this stuff is. So let me go down to the 6-month chart, okay? Kind of explain some stuff. All right, so let me take some of this stuff off. All right, man, so this is called a supply zone, okay? This is a valid supply zone. Valid demand zone right here, because price closed above the wick and the body of this last down close candle. Okay, so this candle here becomes significant. Okay, so this is supply, this is a demand zone. So as you can see, price wicked inside of this demand zone, which is the low and the high of this last down close candle. That's why you see this. Let me highlight this candle right here in a different color. I'm gonna highlight it in yellow, okay, even though it's supposed to be pink. Okay, so this candle here is a demand zone. So the reason why am I bringing this up? Because if no candle closes inside of a demand zone, it's game time that it wants to go higher. Okay, so let me explain that. Okay, so this is the demand zone. Let me make it back pink, because my monthly colors are pink. So let me just change it back. All right, so the overall purpose of this video is you need to hold your long. Hopefully that's what the people told you. And if they did tell you that, I'm going to explain why it's true. So let's look at what happened when price came into this valid demand zone. Okay, what I determine a valid demand zone is when price closes above the wick in the body and it's 3 candles up. Okay, this is very valid right here, and it's on the 6-month chart, which is extremely strong. So you see, price came down here, right? It didn't close inside of this demand zone. So when that happens, according to structure, it's game time that it wants to go higher. Either it's going to go back to the supply where it came from, which is this candle here, or it's going to go higher, okay? And so you see that price, let me take some of this off. So you see price came down into this demand zone, it wicked inside of it, no candle closed below. And so that's game time that it wants to go higher, okay? Either it's going to come up to the supply zone, which is the last up close candle, which is an order block as well, or it wants to do something like it just did. It wants to just take out the high completely. So why am I saying that? Okay, let me show you why. First off, right now, we're in another demand zone right here, okay? So if you can see, price never closed inside of this demand zone, okay? Price wicked inside of this demand zone. And so basically what I'm trying to tell you is that price is going to end up doing the exact same thing that it did here, okay? You see how it wicked inside of this demand zone and it went higher? This is also a retest of a demand zone, okay? So a lot of times it'll break and retest and go higher. So since we're already in the bullish structure, this is what's about to happen now. And I'll explain in detail what I mean by that. Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to show you something. I don't want you to just hold your long just because I tell you to hold it. I want you to, number one, understand that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Excuse my French, but I put a lot of sweat, blood, and tears behind understanding how this shit works, okay? And so you can understand what's going on with the money instead of just jumping in because somebody told you to hold your, get in and buy it and hold it. You need to understand what's going on. So this is a retest inside of a demand zone, okay, on the 6-month chart. Look what price did. It wicked inside of this demand zone, just like it did here. When it wicked right here, what happened? It went higher, okay? So now we got another wick. Also, if you notice, this is a long wick. This is a longer wick than this is right here. So price, to me, what I'm seeing, Darius, is that price wants to go a lot higher. So if they told you to buy and hold, that would be right. But we still got to see what price action is doing currently. So I'm going to show you where you should be holding. If you actually want to take a trade on this and not just invest, I'll show you where you can hold your long and where to sell it at, and then where to get back in at. Okay. So let me keep going down the scale. So this is a 6-month chart. Okay. Let me go down to the 3-month chart because I want to show you what the Fibonacci's are doing. Okay. So these are 3-month Fibonacci's. I got to make sure I zoom in because when I do these recordings, sometimes if I don't zoom in, it don't look right on the replay. So this is a Fibonacci. I study Fibonacci as well. You can't have no holes in your game when it comes to this shit. Okay. So I study everything: ICT, order blocks, supply and demand, Fibonacci. It's a lot of moving parts to this. That's why people just take signals and they can't fucking break down a chart like I'm doing, because it's hard work, man. It's a lot of shit you got to know, So, but anyway, so this is a Fibonacci right here. Okay. So this was a deep retracement. A lot of times when it retraced deep like this, that means it wants to go extremely high, especially if it started breaking structure up. So we're looking at this fib right here. So usually if it retraces strong like that, it wants to go to like the negative 61.8 or the negative 1 up here. But you see it stopped at negative 0.50 right here. So price came back down here, still respecting this original fib, because look right here, it came down here and it closed above. So we can actually expect for price to come back to the negative 61.8, because usually if it trades past the 50%, it'll come up to the negative 61.8. Okay. But if you don't trust it, sometimes you can get out here at the negative 0.5, which is a standard deviation. Okay. So we're still in this overall bullish structure right here. Okay. So then I put another fib on right here. This is another Fibonacci. Okay. Retracement from the low right here to the high. Okay. And so if you see the retracement came down here again, it retraced pretty deep like it did here. Okay. So this retraced down and it closed above the 88.6, which means that it's hella bullish. Okay. And so we can expect for price to come up here, man, to at least a negative 27. Okay. This is an area that you can get out if you're scared that it may not make it up here or right here. But I'm basically looking for price to come up to here, man. So I put the Fibonacci's on here to see if I can find any what they called confluences. Okay. So this fib right here, this one right here is still bullish. Price closed above 88.6. It was a deep retracement, but you see it retraced pretty deep right here, and it still went higher. Actually, let me go back to the 12-month chart to take a look at something. I probably should have put that fib on the 12-month chart. Yeah, let me see something real quick. Let me put this fib on this 12-month chart. Yeah, it looked like it probably make more sense this way. Yeah, price retraced past the 61.8. Okay. Yeah, so this is a higher time frame. So it's still bullish, man. So I see price coming, way up here. Okay. It's definitely need to come up here to the 61.8. But let me go back down to the 3-month. I just wanted to put the fib on the 12-month chart just to see something. Okay. So also I want to explain something as well another reason why we're going higher. Now this is something that I noticed on my own. It's called a SpaceX trade. Okay. So what is the SpaceX trade? So basically it's when a candle gaps up, when it closes far above the previous candle. This is what I noticed. Okay. So look at this. This is a bearish candle that opened up here and ended up closing here, but it was far above this bullish candle. I'm telling you, when this happens, this is a dead giveaway that price wants to go lower and take out this previous low. Okay. This previous low right here. So it didn't make it all the way down there. It did when it broke down here. But we can basically look for price to come down to take out the candle close low, the wick low, or it may come down to the mean threshold of the last down closed candle. So why am I saying that? I'm saying that because right here we got it again. See this? Now look, this is a SpaceX trade, man. This is when the candle opened. Look where it opened at. Now, if you notice, this is a larger gap opening than it is up here. You see that? You see, this is a SpaceX trade in a way, but the gap is not. It's not a large opening from this candle closing and this candle opening. But if you look down here, it's a large gap. It's like 3 times the size. Okay, so this is a dead giveaway that price wants to come up here. This is a SpaceX trade. I can show you examples on a Google Drive. Maybe I could pull up Google Drive real quick. Let me see if I could pull up Google Drive. I just want to show you something real quick. My folder with all my models. Okay, so this is something called SpaceX. I just want to show you. What I meant by SpaceX trade. I took a lot of screenshots. So then I'll go back to the chart. Okay, so this is SpaceX right here. So these are some screenshots about what I'm talking about. Okay. I don't want to just tell you something, or whoever your friends or whoever watching this, they need to see what's going on. So this is SpaceX again. This is just some screenshots right here. Okay. So if you see the candle opened up crazy, it opened up crazy below this candle right here. And then look what happened. Price wanted to take out this high right here. Okay. So either it's going to take out the middle of the candle, the high, or the wick high. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's a SpaceX trade right there. Just something I kind of came up with. Let me show you again. I don't want you to just take my word for it. I'm just trying to show you previous things. There's another SpaceX trade. Look how it opened below. You see how that's just crazy. This is a dead giveaway that price wants to take out this high right here, the previous high up top. Okay. Let me show you another one. I don't want you to take my word for it that I say price is going to take out that high. Okay. Again, right here, this is the opposite, but the SpaceX trade, you see how it opened up far above that? It wants to take out either this right here or wants to take that out. I would have just bet on it taking this out right here, but a lot of times it'll just take out the lowest low or the highest high. You see that? SpaceX trade. See how it opened up right here? That's a dead giveaway. It wants to take out the previous high or the previous low again. SpaceX. See how it opened? See that? It wants to take out either this high or this one. I think if I would have had the chart over here, you would have seen that it would have took out this high right here. But I'm not going to bet on that. I'm going to bet on at least this one right here. Okay. Even though I know it's set up to take out that one right there, because it's like a spring, man. You see that? It's like a dead giveaway. I noticed this on the DXY about 3 or 4 months ago. I've never seen it before, but it's a dead giveaway. See, even right here, it wants to take out this low right here. Okay. I'll just show you one more and then I'll get back to the chart. SpaceX. This is on a 1 minute chart, but price is fractal. Look at that. Dead giveaway, man. Dead giveaway that it wants to take out this high. Boom, right there. All right, so let's go back to the chart. Okay, so if I tell you that this is SpaceX, don't take my word for it. I've done back testing and a painstaking amount of research on this shit. Okay, so candle open below right here. So just like you just saw in the screenshots, it wants to come here. Okay, it wants to take out this high right here or this one right here. Now, also what I want to show you is that makes sense because we have a Fibonacci on this structure right here. Okay, so from this swing low, from this low to this high right here, I have the Fibonacci on here. Now check this out. This is a bullish structure because this right here, this is an order block. Okay, this is a bullish order block on the 3-month chart. Okay, so what is an order block? Order block is something where price comes down to take out a high. Okay, so this is a bearish breaker right here. I'm sorry, this is a bearish mitigation block. Okay, meaning this is supposed to hold price down. So if you see when price came up to this last down close candle, because the way it works is if price breaks down like this, it has to come back. Okay, so it came back. If you see, it actually closed 50% below this box right here that you see. Let me try to zoom in because I know when I'm recording, it don't show up as much. So price, we call this consequent encroachment, or 50% of this block. So if you see price, it did that. It respected 50% because it wanted to come back down to this bullish order block to go higher. Okay. Now check this out. This is why I'm saying hold along. Don't take my word for it. We already have SpaceX down here that's telling you that it's going to take this high out. Okay. I believe very strongly in what I'm seeing right here. And price respected this bearish mitigation block, came down a bullish order block. Look at the zone right here. See, I study this stuff intensely, man. This ain't no fucking game, to me. Look at this. This is a zone right here for a bullish order block on a 3-month chart, which is extremely strong because you got tens of thousands of candles that's forming these candles. Okay. If you go all the way down to the 1-minute chart, it's a lot of candles that's making these candles. So price came down here. No candle closed within this zone. It all wicked. It took it 3, 6, 9 months. 9 months of downward movement. No candle could close in here, man. It's hella bullish. That's why we see this candle right here pushing up. Okay. Now look at right here. We have a Fibonacci, like I was saying before. Usually when price close retraces below the 50%, it wants to go to negative 61.8, which is up here. Now look at this. This lines up with a 3-month supply zone. Okay, when we got supply and demand. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you. Hold on. Where's the demand zone? Okay, so usually, well, I already showed you earlier that price wicked inside of this 12-month demand zone right here. We also got a 6-month demand zone as well. So the way it works is price right now, price is in a model to return to where it came from because the way that it closed inside of these demand zones, especially this 12-month one right here, 12-month demand zone, it wicked inside of it, no candle closed. So it wants to return up here. So I'm trying to tell you, it wants to come up here to this supply zone because that's where it came from. Okay, so it's showing bullish tendencies and this negative 61.8 or negative 62, whatever, same thing. It lines up with this supply zone. Okay, because the model right now is still bullish. But I think I put in my notes right here. Let me take a look at my notes. I think I put in my notes that 38.2, we got, yeah. So if you see right here, it says 17 days and 20 hours on this 3-month candle. So basically in the next 30 days or 20 days or so, we want to make sure it closes above the 38.2 because this is a strong reversal area on the Fibonacci, okay? So even though it's showing a strong bullish push right here, we want to make sure it closes below it. You can't look at like where the candles are. You got to see where they close at. Okay. That's how a lot of people get faked out. They don't want to wait on the candle to close. Okay. So we want to still see it close above this 38.2 to make sure it's still in a bullish structure. All right. Let me go down to the 1-month chart so I can end the video. I don't want to make it super long. My analysis is only going down to the weekly chart because when you start going down to the daily and the 4-hour, the candles you can't really see the candles as much. Okay. Now, here's another thing that I've noticed by studying price action. All right. This right here is a bearish mitigation block. Okay. So you see price been coming up to this. Actually, let me go down to the weekly. Actually, let me go down to the daily. Show you what I'm talking about. So this is what I noticed, man, time and time again. So we got a bearish mitigation block, okay? So the bearish mitigation block is the last down close candle before the big push right here, okay? So what happened, the way structure works, man, is this candle right here, which is this box right here, this becomes very key right here because price has to return. This is like a move that I trade sometimes because when you see price push down like this, it has to return, okay? It has to return back to where it came from, which is this last down close candle. Okay. So the way it works is what I've usually noticed, Darius, is that price will usually break out after the 5th try. You see right here. So you try one time. I didn't see this happen at least 30 times. I can show it to you on, let me show it to you real quick. I want you to take my word for it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Uh, SpaceX. All right, so let me show you what I'm talking about. I call this the Magneto principle. This is one of my models. Okay, so let me show it to you. The Magneto principle. Yeah. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. What's about to happen right here? Okay, because price is basically repeating itself all the time. This is what I'm talking about right here, Darius. So price usually it'll come up, it'll hit the area. This is the same thing you just saw. This is about to happen. Okay, you can believe it or not, you can trade it or not, but I'm going to shoot a video. When it happens, I'm going to shoot the video. I'm going to show the same screenshot. Either you or your people are going to believe me or you're not. This is what's about to happen. So price will usually hit it one time, come up 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. On that 5th time, it usually breaks out. I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen, but this is all we have is probabilities. Okay. And I study this, like I said, like my life depends on it because it does. Okay. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It breaks out. Okay. I mean, I'm not just like talking out of my ass here. So what I'm saying is all we have is probabilities. Okay. Here it is again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breaks out. So what I'm saying is based on the probability of what you see right here. We already have 5. We already have 4 pushes. Now I can't count on this because it's just a pattern. We have to look at structure at the end of the day. But so that's another confluence that we're going higher. So it's probably going to be a strong breakout, most likely. Okay. So let me go back to the weekly chart. I want to show you a few more things before I end the video. Now, as far as a temporary trade right here, which I'm actually about to make a play on myself, these are volume imbalances right here, okay, on the weekly chart. So what the volume imbalance is when price gaps right there, price wants to come back to fill these gaps, and it has to go up, go down, and then up, go down, and then up. And then this becomes a balanced price range. So what I see happening right now is that price already hit, let me show you. Price already came into this bullish order block zone right here. All right. And hold on quick. This is like a valid. Is that a valid? Yeah, this is a valid demand right here. So it looks like price wants to come back up here to this 1 week supply right here. This is where price came from. So it came from here. It came from here, and then it came down to this bullish order block zone. Okay, this right here basically stops price. Okay, this is a bullish order block. So it's picking up long orders. And so it retested, which is a good sign, because remember, you could have hit me up when price was right here. I would have told you it probably would keep going up, but it might actually retest this zone before it goes higher. This is a good sign because when it retested right here, it went higher. You see, that's a great sign for bullish movement as well. We also have an opening price right here, which price sometimes wants to return to before it goes higher. So this is something we got to be aware of. This is a bullish order block on a weekly chart. Okay. So it may want to return down here. It looked like it already did though, because once price goes above this candle right here, these last 3 candles right here is 1 order block. Okay. Because if you go to the 3-week chart, you'll see this is 1 block, but we're on the 1-week chart. Okay. That's why you see 3 candles. So price could come back down here before going up. But I see price going all the way up here to this zone right here. Now, like I said, it may actually break through because this would be the 5th push. But I'm saying for me, what I'm doing, I'm actually going to probably put a buy limit right here, because price could come back down, because if you see right here, this is an order block in itself. This last down close candle right here, the opening price, where price goes above it, becomes an order block, and price didn't come back down to this high or this open yet right here. I mean, it's so bullish right now, it could just keep going and never come back down here. But what I'm going to do is put a buy limit right here. Okay. And I'm going to see what price is going to do tomorrow. And I may just put in a buy order up here, but it's going to be very low leverage because price could come back down here to this order block before it goes higher. But I'm telling you right now, based on the order flow, price has to come up to here, to this this supply zone right here. This is what I see happening. Okay. It has to come up to this blue zone right here. Okay. And on the interim, I'm going to put in multiple orders, and I'm going to get out at these bearish order block opening prices. Okay. This is a 3-month opening price, bearish order block. And then I'm actually going to get out again when it gets up here, because this is a volume imbalance. Okay. And then I'm actually going to put in another order where I get out here, because this is another order block, and this is what they call consequent encroachment of a 3-month candle. This is another price where price may want to slow down. And then right here, and then right here. So I may put in like 5 positions, especially if it comes down to this order block down here, the last down close candle. Usually it wants to come back down there before it goes higher, but it may just keep going. Okay. So, so I'm telling you the overall play. I see it actually breaking pretty strong through here, because it's going to be the 5th push. So I see it breaking strong through here, all the way up here. And I see it taking out these 2 highs right here long term. Okay. Because remember, we got the SpaceX trade on the 3-month chart. We got the SpaceX candle down here. Remember, it's a dead giveaway, man. It's crazy. Look how far it opened. That's crazy. That's a dead giveaway. So if you take a look at that, it's actually going to do more damage than it did right here. Look at this. This was a little bit of a SpaceX, and it still took out the high. But if you look at the candles right here, look at this bullish movement right here. So it looks similar, but this is going to be more of a dramatic move. I see it happening, because it opened far below. It opened far below the low right here, this candle low. Okay. It still has a long wick right here, which I don't like to see, but yeah, man. So that's kind of what's going on. That's kind of what I see happening. I see price taking out these highs, but it definitely needs to come back up here to this supply zone right here. This is long term, but we may see a retracement right here when it comes up here. But I think it's just going to it's going to do exactly what Tesla did. And when I send you the video about how I predicted the Tesla move, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It seems like this stock is doing exactly what Tesla recently did. Okay, so I'll send you the video to explain that. But I see it breaking through here pretty strong, and it has to come up here to the supply zone, because this is where it came from. Okay, it came from here. Okay, and now we see price wicking on these demand zones, wicking on the order block. Like if it was bearish, it would be closing far below this zone right here. But it's been wicking inside of it, no candle close. So that's game time that we want to go higher. Okay, so I'll be personally getting in myself in the next 48 hours or so, because I don't know if it's going to come back down here yet. But I know it has to come up here. This is the tricky part of this trade and stuff. Like I know it has to come up here, but if you get in for a long right now, especially with this huge candle, it may retrace down. And this is a monthly. So it may retrace down, and you think like, oh, what he was saying was wrong. No, it may be coming back down to this order block, like I told you before, the last down close candle. Okay. This opening price right here. It may come down to this high or this opening price before it goes higher, or it may just keep pushing, because it's scheduled to break past this. This is what I see happen. It's going to break out very strongly. Okay. Just like I showed you on these screenshots. Okay. So hopefully that made sense, man. That's what I see happen. See that 5th move right there? You see, because even right here, this is an order block right here, but it never came back down. You see, here's an order block as well. It never came back down. So sometimes if it's really bullish, it may not do that. You see, like right here, this is an order block, the last down close candle, which is right here, but it never came back down. It only stopped right here and then took off, because they had to break out on that 5th try. Okay. All right, man. Thanks for watching.